Let's bring in Oklahoma Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin. He's a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee. Senator, good to have you come in this afternoon.
Sir.
Appreciate it. So the president says he's pleased with how things are going so far, despite the loss of life, which of course is tragic. He believes that things are ahead of schedule, and certainly in terms of taking out Khamenei and 49 of his other top leadership, that really does seem to put them ahead of the curve.
Yeah, he was very adamant that we're ahead of schedule, but he's not ruling out anything. What we want is complete success in Iran. We don't want to come back in 2 years. We don't have to come back in 5 years or 10 years. But as we've said all along, this isn't about regime change, but this is giving the Iranian people an opportunity, if they want regime change, to come back and take your country away from this Ayatollah regime that's been raping and pillaging the country for 47 years. But we are trying to protect our interests, we as the United States. And the president is the first president in 47 years to actually have a backbone to do something about it. They've been attacking us. They've been attacking our interest. They've been attacking our assets. And they've been doing it without even being apologetic. They bragged about it. And we have just tried to appease them over the years. And President Trump said enough's enough. And so the loss of life, when the president first came out and he talked to the American people, he was very resolved and direct on what we could expect. War is ugly. It smells bad. And if anybody's ever been there and been able to smell the war that's happened around you and taste it and feel it in your nostrils and hear it, it's something that you'll never forget. And it's ugly. And fortunately, you have President Hegseth, or I say President Hegseth, Secretary Hegseth, that has got a great relationship with President Trump, and President Hegseth's been there. He's done that. You have Chairman Kaine, who has fought those wars in Iraq, and he understands what is facing us. However, we also have the complete understanding with complete resolve that we will win and be successful and eliminate the threat that's been at us for 47 years.
You know, Kaine also knows what it takes to defeat an enemy. He was
That's
quite astute at it when it came to ISIS. So this started out as just the United States and Israel. Some of our allies were denying us the use of bases in the region. But according to the Secretary General of NATO, everybody seems to be coming around on that front. Listen to what Mark Rutte said.
We are dealing with a regime in Iran which is terrorist by nature, which is exporting chaos to the region, and that's why everybody supports what is being done now here under President Trump's leadership. It's crucial.
So it seemed that some of America's allies were looking for a legal justification to give support to this, now that they have it since they have been attacked. And what's also interesting is that Iran really seems to have shot itself in the foot by attacking other countries in the Gulf region. Maybe it thought that it was going to scare them into backing down, but they now seem to be resolved against Iran.
Well, it's called the Nazar Plan. The regime, the Ayatollah regime, had this all along. If or when the Americans attacked, they were, and our allies, they were going to put as much pressure on the neighboring Arab states to be able to have this political campaign. But it's backfired, because what they realized is they had no friends in the region. No one's coming to their aid, because they had a big bark, but not everybody understood they had no bite. And that's why I think a lot of people was hands off. But now that they're being attacked and they're seeing that their bite isn't there, they have no capabilities. The United States and Israel has been able to knock them out. More and more assets are coming available by the neighboring countries, and you're going to see this. People are happy. The only people that aren't happy that we took out the Ayatollah and is eliminating this threat from the region is, unfortunately, the Democrat Party in the Senate and the House. And for the life of me, I can't put my head around it. But if you see Iranians that's left and got out from underneath the thumb of the Ayatollah, they're celebrating in the streets in the United States. You see what's going on in the Middle East. They're celebrating the fact that this threat isn't present anymore.
You know, I've been seeing the Democrats, whether it be on social media or whether it be in interviews or whatever, complaining long and loud about this. But again, it comes down to what many people believe is the one reasonable Democrat on Capitol Hill, John Fetterman, who said this, quote, "Every member in the U.S. Senate agrees we cannot allow Iran to acquire a nuclear weapon. I'm baffled why so many are unwilling to support the only action to achieve that. Empty sloganeering versus commitment to global security. Which is it?" And then all of these complaints that the president, he doesn't have the legal authority to do this. He needs to come to Congress. Well, remember when President Obama bombed Libya back in 2011, and on June the 16th, Nancy Pelosi was asked this. Listen here.
Madam Leader, you're saying that the president did not need authorization initially and still does not need any authorization from Congress on Libya?
Yes.
Thank you, folks.
Thank you all very much.
All right, but now suddenly he does.
Of course. Well, keep in mind, in 2016, Barack Obama bombed 6 different countries, including Libya, Afghanistan, and everyone in between, and dropped 26,000 bombs in 2016 alone, and claimed that he had the authorization through the AUMF, which is the authorization of military force. And every president since then. Well, this is a little bit different. But even if you do want to say that it's war, the president has by legal authority has to inform Congress within 48 hours. He's done that.
He's done that.
And then within 60 to 90 days after troops are committed, he has the ability to come back. If it doesn't fall underneath the AUMFF, he has the ability to come back and declare war and ask for Congress to declare war on Iraq. Right now, we're still within those boundaries. And underneath Article 2, the president has very broad authorities to which the Democrats know this. But the Democrats, every time they can't argue a point, they want to say that it's unconstitutional, illegal, but they don't stress where it's illegal and what's unconstitutional.
And they also don't remember history.
That's right.
Senator, great to see you. Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
in today. Appreciate it.